Just wanted to jump in here. It's January 1st, Friday, and the new year has begun. And I know all of a sudden today everybody's thinking about, well, resolutions. What is my resolution for 2021? What does that really mean to set resolutions? Is it important? When you look at 2021, what do you want to accomplish this year? You know, if you sat down with a piece of paper, and I highly recommend you do, because here we are, we're the weekend. It's Friday, and we have Saturday and Sunday. So this is an opportunity to write down some serious things that you want to accomplish in 2021. What is the biggest thing that you would like to accomplish in 2021? And then break that down and say, okay, if I want this in 2021, whether I want to make X number of dollars of income, I want to lose 20 pounds, whatever it is that's important to you, write it down and then break it down. In other words, in order to get through 2021, and I do this every year. I have a little thing right here on my wall, right there, and that's my self-talk. And right here is the list of all of the goals. Now, I wrote this out a year ago, and for right now, so I'm going to take it off the wall, and there it is, and that has my goals for 2019. Now, I didn't hit very many of these things for this year. I mean, some of it was COVID, and I agree to that. But some of it was my own procrastination sometimes. Things get in the way of ourselves. And what we have to realize is if we really want to go somewhere, everything has a cost. And I was at a conference not too long ago, and one of the people there was talking about, the cost. And attitude is the moment. Optimism is the belief in future dreams you have. Now, let me say that again. Attitude is the moment. It's a thought. Remember, we exercise the thinking muscle. So optimism is belief in the future dreams you have, and dreams do come true. Now, everything has a cost. Building a successful business costs something. And you may not have the business or a business that you think is a business, but even your finances. In my book, The CFO Project, The Family Money for the CFO Project, you're in business. You bring money into your business, and it's your desire, I believe, to have a successful family business. And that means managing the money like a business if you want to have financial success. So having a happy family costs something. If you want to have a happy family, it takes work. You can't be self-centered. You have to be caring and care about others. You have to do for others. You have to be all in to have a successful, happy family. You get what you pay for. And everything has to be paid for. You pay to sleep. You have to have a place to sleep every night. You pay to sleep. Marriage is the same way. Business is the same way. So the sooner you make a decision that you're going to do what you need to do to get what you want, then that's what you've got to do. You've got to sit down and you've got to think about that price. Some people suffer from entitlement mentality. How did we get to this point in our society where we have young people coming out of college? They're unpatriotic, they're anti-government, they want handouts, they want everybody else to pay for them. I have these people that I communicate. I have 5,000 friends on Facebook. And I don't communicate very often with them, but a few times I do. And more often than not, what I find is the people that I communicate with, they're trying to get something over on me so that I give them some money. Oh, just send me a gift card. You know, I don't understand that. People, you have to be willing to pay a price to get what you want. And the life that you're living, think long term. Nelson Nash, one of my mentors, God rest his soul, he passed away 2 years ago. And Nelson always said, Tom, you got to think long term. And I don't care whether you're a young lady, a young man, whatever you are, and what you're doing today, what are you doing today that's going to have a benefit long term for you? You got to think about that. It's paying a price. You know, we perceive cost as something we pay for what we want. Let me say that again. We perceive cost as something we pay for what we want. We work harder for something we perceive as valuable. You've got to keep your mind in the game if you want. You you know, it's just funny. In all of my life, I have been down every road that you could conceive. I've been down the lazy road in my early days, and there were times, and I still struggle with that. There are things I just don't want to do, but I know I have to do them to get what I want. I have to overcome that. That is the difference. You make a decision and you do what is required of you to get ahead. The costs are the value that I assigned to what I want. Relevance is price I feel it's worth. What will you be willing to pay for your freedom? Now, what's freedom? What is freedom to you? I know what freedom is to me. Freedom is to come and go as I want. It's to do what I want. It's to be my own boss. To have the nice things that I want, that I work for. I also believe in charity. I tithe. So I do a lot for other things and other people and charities. It's all part of what goes on. You have to give to get. You've heard that before. You have to give to get, to give more. To give more. That's really what it's about. Faith, family, finances, financial freedom. It all ties together. In the education and the teaching and the coaching that I do, all of that has to come together. And it has to center around personal growth. In other words, we have to increase your thinking ability. We have to increase your thinking capability. So I challenge you to stretch your thinking muscle. A rubber band once stretched never goes back to its original shape. And you need to work on your thinking muscle, this thing in here. And it starts with sitting down and thinking about goals. You know, become a student of business and personal growth. You are a student forever by choice. And if you don't believe that, look around you. Because there are people that you've read about and seen that have achieved unbelievable success. And sometimes we get envious of those people, and we want to attack them and tear them down. Oh, he's a bad person. Look what he did to those people in order to get ahead. You don't know anything about that person until you walk a mile in their shoes. Or a mile in their moccasin, you know, an old Indian saying. You have to walk a mile in their shoes before you can judge. And you know what? Judge not that ye be judged. Don't judge people. You don't know what they went through to get where they're at. You don't know the experiences they've had. And if you don't believe me, make it a point to read a couple of good autobiographies this year. You know, books about great men, read their autobiography. You know, there's Ronald Reagan, George Bush. I mean, there's a bunch of them. And all of these people, when you read their autobiography, they all had some tough times along the way. My tough times were, the worst was 29, 30 years ago when I was on the edge of bankruptcy. I'd gone through a big lawsuit and I was exonerated. The blessing of all was after 3.5 years, I was exonerated and let go from the lawsuit, and they went after my CPA. But for 3.5 years, I didn't know. And all I thought was my world was coming to an end. My career was coming to an end in some way. And then I met a man named Jody who changed my life. He took me by the hand, gave me a hug, whispered in my ear, "I believe in you." And it was the beginning of me growing up and realizing that personal growth, I had to grow. I had to learn how to be the best me that I could be. And that's what I challenge you to do. That's what this is about. It's really all about that. You know, financial costs, products, materials, educational tools need to be purchased and used. You know, it's just like my book, The Family Money Farm, The CFO Project. You can get it for free. Go to cfo-project.com, put in your name and email address, you'll get a link and be able to download it for free. Free. You know the problem with free, folks? You put no value on it when it's for free. You don't. You get a free download of the book, and then I'm going to recommend that you invest $47 for 4 more books and a video. And those 4 books and that video will literally stretch your thinking muscle beyond anywhere that you thought it could be stretched to, and it will totally change your view of the future. It will give you a vision and a view of dreams that you didn't even conceive before. If that's what you're looking for. Just saying. If that's what you're looking for. I don't know. Frustration, head games, things we create for ourselves that stop us. Fears, false evidence appearing real. Under the circumstances, what are you doing under there? It was a personal decision. You've made all the decisions in your life that brought you to this moment in time. And if you don't like where you're at, then you have to make some different decisions. You have to make some decisions to be something different. I'm going to let it go there. Tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, we'll be on this next week. We're really going to get into setting goals next week and trying to focus on your why and set some goals and start moving forward. We've erased the scoreboard. We have a brand new year, starts today, and let's start out fresh with some real beliefs. I believe in you. You know, I have people that I've worked with for 20, 30, 40 years, and it's amazing that the things that I have seen change in people's lives. And then I realize how much of what I told them to do they did, and what a difference it made. What truly a difference it made. God bless. We'll talk to you sometime tomorrow. I'll be on here every day doing something, passing a message. So with that, God bless. Have a good evening.